Welcome to the world of theme parks. This is my huge collection of theme park and attraction memorabilia that I first started off many years ago when I was little, and over the years it just kept growing and growing to become what it is today. And in this video I'm going to take you around for a full tour of this collection. Now of course, if you've watched our videos for a while, you'll know that I've always loved collecting theme park memorabilia, whether it be mugs, signage, larger pieces, just anything I can get my hands on really. A lot of these different items I've bought in auctions, I've bought privately from different people. I used to work at Alton Tower, so I had the opportunity to get quite a few things there as well. And over the years, it's just kept building up and up to become something really special. And yeah, this is going to be a full 2026 tour showing you around the collection. Now, I've done videos like this before here on the channel, and in fact, there is a full series of when me and my dad built this whole area almost 4 years ago now, when we put the log cabin in here in our garden, connected the original shed, which is the one there with the bookworm in from Alton Towers. That was actually the first place I recorded videos for Theme Park Worldwide 14 years ago. 15 years of the channel next year, which is crazy. So that'll be a big celebration in 2027. But yeah, so we brought that along here, connected it to this brand new cabin, and it made the perfect spot to have all of this theme park memorabilia. Now also, I've shown most things over the years, but there's also quite a few smaller items and some newer pieces that I've never shared before in a video that I am going to document in this video and show you all as well. The collection just kept growing over the years, and I'm also restoring quite a few different things as well. There's always changes happening, moving things around as I get new things, restoring items, and yeah, a couple of big restoration projects on the go at the moment. One of them is right here on the left hand side. This is a coaster train. It's a steeplechase horse from Blackpool Pleasure Beach. That's been stripped down and prepared, ready to have some more fiberglass work done, some more body filler added, before having a complete repaint back to its original colours. So that's going to look really nice when that's done in the next few months. And along with that, there's another huge project ongoing. I did mention at the end of last year that I got a coaster train from the Ultimate at Lightwater Valley. Well, there it is. It's wrapped under green tarpaulin at the moment to protect it. I'm going to save that for now for another video because there's so much going on with that right now. It is starting to look great, so stay tuned for more updates on that at the moment. And that's the thing, it's a huge space in here, but I still don't have room for everything. I've got that train from the Ultimate that's going to be awesome when it's done. And yeah, I look forward to sharing more updates on that. As soon as the weather picks up a little bit as well, I can do more work on that outside. But yeah, this is where it all started, collecting theme park mugs. And yeah, like literally some of these mugs here go back to like when I was, 7, 8 years old, going on days out to theme parks, buying them with my pocket money. And yeah, what a collection of theme park mugs. I've actually got just over 300 now, including some of the newest editions that are just around the edge here. I also added in another shelf up on the top there, mainly because, I've just been running out of room. Like ideally, I need even more space to be honest. But what I'm going to do now is just start off with going through the mugs just here so you can see them. So yeah, at the top, I'm not going to list off everyone, but we'll go through some of the most special ones to me and ones that I love the most. That's from the 20th at Disneyland Paris. Lots of classic ones like first trip out to Magic Mountain with Goliath. Some old Nemesis ones there with the old Nemi logos. I love those. Hyder Park Resorts. That's a nice one from last year, the anniversary of Europa Park. Also got some from some attractions as well, like Madame Tussauds, the London Eye. You'll spot a few of those in there. I stayed at the Splash Landings Hotel. That's a nice one. And yeah, for me, this is how the collection started. It was picking up mugs. I just loved them. Like, started buying loads of mugs. This one was special for my first trip to Florida, the Magic Kingdom in 2014. Falcon's Fury on there as well, the Smiler. Oh, I just love like your proper classic theme park mugs. More from Disneyland Paris there. That was from my first trip to Dollywood over in Tennessee. Rita Queen of Speed just there. This Galactica one's cool. It's got a big hole in the middle just there. Nemesis Subterra, one of the original ones before it came back. Universal Studios Singapore there. Some from Cedar Point. Energylandia. And then one of my pride and joys right there. Sit Back, It's Fright Time. A 1994 mug from Nemesis at Alton Towers. And yeah, talking of Alton Towers, I've got some absolute classics right here. These are some of my favourites in the whole collection. This one here is from Katanga Canyon. And then you see it's got the Runaway Mine Train on there. That is a beauty. Absolutely love that. And then it's got the rapids over on the side as well. I Conquered the Log Flume at Alton Towers. That's another favourite one of mine just there with the actual log on itself. What was the golden era for Alton Towers in my opinion, where the magic never ends? Ripsaw on there. A mug from Apocalypse. And this is an interesting one, Nemesis, on the edge of fear. Like a slogan that you don't ever really remember from Nemesis, or at least I don't. But so there you go, like an older piece. Some of these I've picked up on eBay over the years. Other collectors have sold them to me as well, which is cool. Twisted Colossus there from Magic Mountain. Thorpe Park Rangers when they did that collection for the anniversary. We've got like the 40th mug down there. The York Dungeon. Safari, Saw the Ride. This is a cool one down here. The Alton Towers Fun Club. Another classic. And we've got the Black Hole from Alton Towers there. Henry Hound presents the Black Hole. And then we've got this Thunderlooper mug, which is awesome. I like that. They couldn't actually fit the full loop on there with the design, but I do like that a lot. And it's got the towers off to the side. I navigated the Grand Canyon ride, which of course became the Congo River Rapids. We've got Corkscrew there. And this is another nice one from When the Magic Never Ends. Oh, the golden era of Alton Towers. I love that. Another I Survived the Corkscrew. One from Oakwood there. 20 years of Megaphobia. So sad, isn't it, with Oakwood? 120 years there of Blackpool Pleasure Beach. Of course, we've got the next milestone coming up this year, which is exciting. 25 years of Portaventura down there. Time Traveller. Wow, what a collection. Like, it is amazing. Some of my newer ones just up here as well that I've got. Nemesis Reborn. I love that one with the smiler because it looks like 3 stacked up. Epic Universe there. The Fireworks mug from Alton Towers. Then got a few bigger items up here as well. So this is like the Marmalizer and all the different parts of the smiler. This is an old money box that I've got. Another snow globe there. And this you might recognise from the roller coaster restaurants. Yeah, a friend of mine used to work there and got me one of these, which was quite nice. They couldn't use this one anymore, so donated it to the collection. So, you know, it's just little things like that. And some items, it literally just is who you know. People have been kind enough to just give me things, which has been lovely. That's a collection of glasses from last year at Alton Towers. And yeah, like, I've just managed to get so much stuff over the years, and it just keeps building up and building up to over 300 mugs. Some more absolute classics over here. Lightwater Valley, when they had a bit of an interesting rebrand down there. The old logo for Flamingo Land. A Disneyland Paris one from 2015. Magic Mountain there. Steel Vengeance. And this is one of my favourites actually. Really unique, from Yas Waterworld in Abu Dhabi. Drayton Manor with the most like generic mug ever with the zoo on there. I got some parrots and stuff, but I just bought these things because I thought, why not? Some of them have even still got prices on the bottom. That Haunted Mansion mug's another one of my favourites. The Big Dipper one up there at the top as well. Then big ones from Portaventura. I like them ones a lot. Rita Queen of Speed there. And probably my favourite ever mug for the Alton Towers Hotel up there at the top. The reason why I'm not getting too close, by the way, is because I've got all this down here. Like, I can't actually get all the way over into that corner. But yeah, look at all those. Absolute classic. Shambhala there. And the embossed mugs are definitely my favourites. Like, I love the ones that are embossed. Disney Skyliner one's pretty cool there. Then you got all these ones from Cedar Point, Maverick, Gatekeeper, Valraven. Another one from Megaphobia there. Oh, it's so sad. Flying Aces, more from Ferrari World there. And this is a really interesting one. I might just be able to reach it. There we go, I've got it. Universal Costa Caribe. That's when Portaventura was partially owned by Universal. And yeah, I remember going during that time. So that's quite an interesting one that I managed to get. Plopsaland Japan. This is a really unique one. 14 from Alton Towers, because during the 2010, its first year, they did rename it to 14 on one day, which was quite cool. This was when I worked at Alton Towers with the old logo, but and also had Experience Team on there. I don't know why them cups had the old logo on, but I liked them. So I thought, yeah, I've got to bring one of those home. And then, yeah, you got some of the big jumbo mugs up there at the top as well with Thorpe Park. Oblivion from Alton Towers. Another Thorpe Park one. Another Alton Towers one. Another Oblivion one. Then we got a Chessington jumbo there. Wallace and Gromit Thulamatic. Motion Gate Dubai. We got the rides on the Stratosphere in Las Vegas. Colossus at Hyder Park. Cobra, of course, from Chessington. And then the big Valhalla tankards. Some of my favourites over there at the side. That's actually from Luna Park in Sydney when we went to Australia. Park Warner Madrid. Right next to it there. Quite like the Gardaland ones that I've got. Some like older kind of Gardaland ones there, which are cool. Disneyland Resort there, that was from the 60th, 10 years ago now. Mouse of Chocolate, Phantasialand, that's a cool one. Millennium Force down there. The Europa Park Silver Star mug is a really interesting one. The Alton Towers Air Force, yeah, that was some of like the promotional merchandise before the name came out for Air, so that was quite cool. A custom one from Legoland Billund with my name on there, Sean. A Toverland mug. Busch Gardens Howler Screams. Yeah, I've got a few for events like Howler Scream and Halloween Horror Nights and things as well. Christmas mug from Alton Towers. Wow. Another Subterra one just down there as well. I still get amazed by my own collection because you really think about it, and I can remember like where and when I got all these, and like it's just fascinating. Really, really fascinating collection. But yeah, they're my mugs just over there. Absolutely adore them. Really adore the mugs. We've got a small collection of snow globes down here. I've not got loads of snow globes. I've kind of stopped collecting them now. I still collect mugs, but not as many as I used to, mainly because of space, to be honest. These are some of my favourite items. So this is a mega resin from Alton Towers there. And then a castle from Disneyland and the 60th right next door. This is Angkor, the Splash Battle at Portaventura. And then we've got these 3D printed models which are on sale at Pleasure Beach, part of the Millennium collection there. We've got the original boats for Valhalla. And also Icon's train just there as well, the front car for Icon. And yeah, it's funny, I've got the Valhalla boat there. And I've got the real front just over there right next to it. Down here at the bottom, Ed Euromouse. He used to be on display at Europa Park, and a colleague who works there actually gave me that, which was really nice of him. Along with that, a Doom buggy there from the Haunted Mansion. Pagoda Efteling, Oblivion. The sign just there. We love that. Vogel Rocket Efteling. And of course, this beautiful clock from the Disneyland Hotel. Yeah, that's some of the newer additions. Talking of new, just over here, Falcon's Flight from Saudi. Oh, what an amazing trip that was to start the year. And then, yeah, I got the full collection of mugs just there as well. We'll come on to that down there in just a moment. We'll carry on over kind of on this side. Big collection of teddy bears here, all sorts of different ones, all the way across. We've got Figment just over there, Alton Towers Christmas. Pardoose is tucked away in there from Efteling. But my favourite is this big bear, because he has got the classic Two Swords Alton Towers embroidered hoodie on there, which I do absolutely adore. Then we move into this next section up here, where there is all sorts going on. We've got a lot of classic resins, but my favourite things up here straight away are the cans just here. So this over here on the right hand side is an original can from 1994 at Alton Towers. This is one of my prized possessions in the whole collection. I do love this, and you can still actually smell it as well, like from back then, believe it or not. Like obviously it's already opened up. You can still smell it from inside. The blackcurrant and licorice drink. But yeah, it's got like all the terms and conditions on there for 1994, and yeah, like, I think that's absolutely amazing. There you go, it gets you a discount for by the 28th of October 1994. So really lucky to have that, and never damaged it or anything like that. It's a beautiful piece. But then to kind of commemorate that, when Nemesis Reborn opened in 2024, they did the Nemesis Nectar, they did another one, and then they did the Phalanx Refresher and the Toxicator Lager. So I've got all of them there. I have got a few of these actually, but all these ones are open. I thought I'll open them to protect them, but I've also got a couple of full ones as well. Like they are just like prints on the side here on paper, whereas this is actually printed onto the can, which is very cool. Disney Skyliner up there. This is a Henry Hound cup that I actually found at Alton Towers. I was in the gardens, and look at that, pristine condition, and how old that is as well, like incredible. One of the newer resins there from last year with the Runaway Mine Train. A collection of small mugs. Look at that cute small Alton Towers one there. They've got quite a lot of shot glasses all the way across there. Saw the Ride and Disneyland Paris, Disneyland from the 60th. Yeah, the shot glasses carry on all the way down. And we've got some more classic ones here, the old hotel logos from the Two Swords era of Alton Towers. The good old days, love it. We've got a Woden truck just up there. Some Portaventura random items. I used to buy a lot more random stuff. Like now I like to just kind of focus on the main things, like the mugs or the bigger items, the more unique things from the parks. But I used to buy anything. Got a Valhalla bus just up there. Quite a few bits I got on eBay over the years. Even got a non-smoking sign there from Alton Towers, and some little minifigures that someone made for us. And a beautiful Universal Studios Florida mug just up there. Well, more like a tanker that we've got. And then we're on to the resins themselves. Now, the resins do still sell at the Merlin Parks. I don't think the resins are quite as good as they used to be, to be honest. I used to prefer the more detailed ones like this. I think some of them look a bit more tacky now compared to this. But yeah, I do love the resins. Still got like some of the Midway attraction ones as well, like the Blackpool Tower Eye and Orlando Eye. Obviously, Blackpool Tower is no longer a Merlin attraction, but that's the thing. It makes the merch even more special. Yeah, I've never really liked that air one, but I got it because at the time it was like part of the full collection, but that's kind of the route they've more gone down now with that. And you've got some from Hyde Park in Germany. That one's cool, from Colossus at Hyde Park. I like that. We've got Stealth there. We've got Scream, Nemesis Inferno, the Swarm, Zufari, Crake, Cobra just there, Rita one. I quite like that design. This one was actually custom made just for me by Alton Towers when I actually rode Nemesis all day. Can you remember that? And they presented this to me at the end, which I thought was really cool. Like, just as a nice little surprise. Got Colossus just over there. And some different Oblivion ones as well. And of course the Smiler, I like that one. Really special. But yeah, that's some of the smaller items. And a lot of people always ask me, do you drink out of any of these? The answer to that is no, I've never drunk out of any of these mugs or shot glasses or anything. And also as well, I just want to protect things the best I can do. Another big question is, does it get dusty? The main answer to that is no, because you've got to think we are in an insulated log cabin here, but still it's not as warm as in like the house. So nothing actually gets dusty in here. Once a year, I take the mugs off and just give things a bit of a clean over on the shelf and everything, but it certainly doesn't get dusty, which is fantastic. That's one of the beauties of having it as like a log cabin set up like this. Some of the newer items that I've got here, of course, this from this year, absolutely adore this. It's so heavy as well. From my new #1 coaster, Falcon's Flight at Six Flags Qiddiya, the world's tallest, fastest and longest coaster. That is a beautiful piece, and it comes on this stand that you can see there as well. There we go, pop it on the stand. This is a genuine piece of Nemesis running rail, Nemesis track, from the original that's mounted on just there. I love that piece. So I thought I've got to have that. That's from 1994 to 2022, and that was running at Alton Towers. And then we got this piece here, which is from Big Thunder Mountain at Disneyland Paris. Got a small collection of cushions off to the side. And then we'll move over to this next section here. So we've got the Valhalla boat. That was a new item that I got last year from the shop. It's only the front section of the boat, but that is really nice. And yeah, I'm probably gonna touch the painting on this just to make it look a little bit better. It's one of them, it's about finding the fine line between keeping it natural, keeping it genuine, but also restoring bits as well. Certain bits I would never touch, like any of the signage or anything like that. You want to just keep it as it is, it's authentic. But little bits like this, you know, I think it is worth like touching it in, and not like getting rid of every scratch and everything, but just like, you know, making it look a little bit better, nicely presented. A bit like what they do on Salvage Hunters. You know, you keep it authentic, but you just make it look a little bit nicer sometimes. That's what I like to do. We've got the House of the Five Senses there from Efteling, which is a beautiful model. And you can see all around the side, lots of wood. That is all coaster wood, or when they were replacing track on wooden coasters or building them, such as Secret Weapon 8 2018. I can't believe that was the last major new roller coaster at Alton Towers. I know that they redid Nemesis and the Nemesis Reborn, but still, it wasn't a new ride, so to speak, was it? Even though technically it was, it also wasn't as well, you know, so it's one of them. But yeah, that's some pieces from Wicker Man there, 2018. And got some other bits over at the side there from other rides. That's actually from Clacton Pier, they gave me that. Got some bits from Woden over at the side down there. Yeah, it's lovely. Bit from Troy down there as well at Toverland. There we go, 5 years of igniting your senses of Wicker Man, so I had to get that. Now, this is actually from the old Excalibur boat ride that used to be at Drayton Manor. So yeah, I've got that just there. And then also on the side, got some other little bits. So when we do the behind the scenes tours at Pleasure Beach, they give you little items. So yeah, this is from the flying machine. So that's quite a nice piece down there as well. A few little coaster wheels. These are from just like little Zero coasters and that sort of thing. Nothing major. But yeah, I've got them little running reels and side wheels. And this is quite cool. It's a full wheel assembly, like the wheel bogey from a Zero Tivoli coaster. So that's a nice piece that I've got there. That was from the Big Sheep down in Devon. So that was really kind of them. And then got a lap bar restraints just there as well. And that is from the Grand National at Blackpool Pleasure Beach. So there we go. That's everything so far over on that side. Now, in terms of other things that I'm going to be getting out later in the video, underneath there, I've got all sorts of hidden gems. So I'm going to get some bits out and show you them later. And it's the same under here as well. That is all storage. The reason that's designed like that, I built it this way, is because it's all storage underneath the bottom just there. So we've got some signage now. Let's move on to the signs. The Smileys were open today from 9:30 until 12. So yeah, this was when the ride had just opened, but it was still having some technical issues and they were getting things sorted. So it opened for a very limited time. There you go, not long to get on it, was it? Smoking signs just there, ticket sale signs from Alton Towers. These are from the Alton Towers Hotel. Walkway to the roller coaster restaurant. Today the rides will remain open until 7 p.m. That's a sign that I'd like to see out more. But yeah, that's the old kind of early 2000s branding for Alton Towers. Got my kiosk open and closed sign. So the old ticket kiosks on the Alton Towers Plaza that were removed over the winter of 2017 into 2018. Yeah, these used to hang on there. And obviously I worked in the admissions department, so they actually gave me this on my last day, which was nice of them. There we go, kiosk closed. So yeah, I'll just put that up that way so you can have it either way. Got a few certificates up here. I've got all sorts of things like this from opening days and stuff, but these are some of the more recent ones. That's from Voltron's opening day, saying that it was one of the first people on there. This one's one of the first to ride Hyperia at Thorpe Park, and then also one for Nemesis just there as well, and that's for this piece just over here. So yeah, I thought we'll make sure that we have that on display. Right, in terms of other signage that we've got, this isn't actually from Disneyland or Walt Disney World in terms of displayed in the park. It was for sale in their shops, but it's not an actual sign that was on show in the park, if that makes sense. This is a replica, but I do love this from the Haunted Mansion, and that is a beautiful sign, so I had to get that. This was given to me by a fan of the channel, actually, who met us on our road trip that we and Charlotte did a few years ago. America's Roller Coaster from Cedar Point. And then this down here is from the Magical Kingdom of Camelot theme park. And yeah, this used to be on the car park just there. Some nice signage. Now, quite a lot of the signage that I've got, I did manage to get when I worked at Alton Towers. Believe it or not, a lot of this stuff was just going to get chucked away. It's going to get thrown out. So I managed to save it, which I was really happy about. Yeah, this is a height stick. Obviously, these would be normally fully down to the ground. I haven't got that one on the floor, but this one over here is on the floor, so we can measure George on this. There we go. So we'll know kind of when he's like 0.9 here, up to 1 metre. Well, it's got the actual ruler down the side, all the way up to 1.5. I thought that's quite an interesting one how it's got 1.5 on there, because obviously the rides, 1.4 is like the standard for the bigger rides at Alton Towers. But if you go up to the top, this was for the bouncing bugs, and all children must be over 1 metre, but under 1.5. So you had to be between that, the yellow marker there, to ride. But yeah, we'll be able to measure George up against that. And this is quite a cool one. This used to actually be at the Alton Towers water park, but I don't really know why, because it's not actually listing off the water park attractions, it's listing off the theme park rides. But yeah, I thought this was quite an interesting one, so it was great when I could get hold of this. But yeah, you got like, you know, rides that are no longer with us on there. Ripsaw on there, Air with its old name, obviously Nemesis with its original name, Subterra when it was first opened, Gallopers Carousel, Sonic Spinboard, Twirling Toadstool, Space Adventures Play Area. This has got a couple of the slides on there, like the Master Blaster and Flash Floods and stuff. Get Set Go, Postman Pat, Jewel on there as well. Oh wow, so much change. The Blade, the Flume, Charlie in the Chocolate Factory, Driving School. Wow, it shows how much change there's been, doesn't it? But yeah, that's quite an interesting one. And this over here is from Apocalypse at Drayton Manor. Drayton were really kind to give me quite a lot of things from Apocalypse, which I really appreciated. They knew how much I adored that ride. So yeah, this was a beautiful piece from the station of Apocalypse. And that's the thing, like when Apocalypse was kind of coming out, that's the time when I was putting up this collection here and making it. So I managed to customize the build of it to fit certain items. So it's like this from the station. That's why this comes out to here. I built this for the seating, I custom made all that. So the reason why it comes out so far is for that signage just there, for that piece. Obviously that's just screwed onto the board in there at the top. Now all this here is not from a park, it's not original. I just made all this to make it fit a little bit better. What I decided to do was a bit of an apocalypse wall just over here and kind of put it all together. Obviously as time's gone on, more and more things have come in, so you can't really see it to its full effect now, like a few years ago. But yeah, like that was the whole idea. So that was built out for that to fit on. The reason why this false wall in the middle of the cabin came out was just for this apocalypse sign. So I measured the sign so it'd be perfect. And the sign actually, even though it looks like it ends there, it actually comes to the end. It's on like a fiberglass board. And then built the wall out to that specification. And that worked out really good for this side, for putting the seating and the storage on there. Really good design and saved a lot of space and gave me more room to display things. But yeah, that's a sign from Apocalypse that operated, of course, at Drayton Manor. Yeah, all the way for 22 years. Yeah, I adored that ride so much. And this is one of them signs that, you know, I love how authentic it is. It's still in the condition it was from that day. You know, I have thought over the years, you know, do I try and clean it up a little bit more or paint it up, but I'm not sure. I think it might lose its feel doing that. I like it just how it is. But yeah, all this is wood that I added, and this is helping secure the sign in place. It's not actually fastened to the sign, it's just kind of resting on it, and then the sign screwed on at the sides here. But I thought it'd frame it and make it look quite nice with that at the side. And I also did this to cover up some of the wiring, because of course it's got full electricity and lighting in here, all properly wired in. So that's why this is here, just kind of helping cover that up as well. But yeah, it's a beautiful piece. This 1000 volts box, more theming from the station for Apocalypse. And yeah, that is another spectacular piece that I do absolutely adore. The reason why I painted it all grey behind was just to have it fit like that. And then this used to be on the side of the photo booth as well. Look at that, the big Apocalypse signage just there, which is pretty incredible. Then I actually got these bits from Apocalypse years ago, like many years before the ride closed. That's a stand-up seat, if you want to call it still a seat. You know, you'd still kind of rest on it from Apocalypse. And I've also got one of the sit-down seats just there as well. Never got any restraints, unfortunately, but I did get the seats, and that makes a lovely kind of homage to this wonderful ride, Apocalypse. Quite a lot of bits here from Drayton Manor, including this. So this is a huge cannon from Pirate Adventure, and I think this is going to be a restoration project. It's looking really shabby at the sides. For some time it was outside as well, so I want to make sure now I've got it inside that can get fully restored. So on a summer day I'm going to get on with that, because a couple of days that can be all stripped down and painted up really nice, and probably add some more detail back on here as well. You used to have like gold rims on here from looking at the photos, so we'll kind of add some more to that. And then of course Shockwave went through some big change at Drayton Manor, no longer stand-up coaster. So they had this was the signage out the front of the ride, Shockwave The Last Stand. So yeah, the park kindly gave me that, and that's another really nice piece to have on display here in the collection. Off to the right hand side, Neptune's Kingdom. That's the little dart ride at Joyland in Great Yarmouth. And on the left hand side, from the old dungeon, the old London dungeon, this way to the Rat House. Love that. And you've got like all the sick up the sign as well. It looks to me like it's like grains or something, what they use, like sugar puffs or something, and like glued them on. It looks that way. And then these are the original stocks from the London dungeon. So many celebrities have put their head and their arms inside this, and you can see how it's worn down there. I love that rustic effect to this, and yeah, that's why that'll be staying exactly like it is. But yeah, that is from the London dungeon, and a fantastic piece. The London Dungeon, the old one at Tooley Street, is now actually open as a Wetherspoons. We went there a few weeks ago. You might have seen my post on social media. So yeah, that was cool to go and check out. And talking to social media, make sure you give us a follow over on Instagram. We're on TikTok as well, our Facebook page. We'd love to see you across all of our channels. This is another really special piece back here that I got in an auction, a charity auction. And this is an old Nemesis wheel cover from Alton Towers, signed by the designer himself, legendary John Wardley. And yeah, that is a fantastic piece. I do really like that a lot. And you don't realise the size of some of this stuff until you see it up close. Yeah, beautiful piece. This sign is so nice. They just don't really make theme park signs like this anymore, do they? Photographed at Drayton Manor Park. And that is a gorgeous piece that I really do like that sign. Sinister Toys from Jewel, The Haunted House Strikes Back at Alton Towers. And then some more signage from Joyland. We've got this kind of nice classic sign from when tokens used to be £1. God, back in the good old days, isn't it? Before like inflation and everything, you know. But yeah, look at that, the prices back then. And then also you've got this big sign from the snails. There, look at that, 2 tokens for the snails just there. And it's a nice hand-painted sign, one of my favourites. Pharaoh's Bazaar Shop, that's from Chessington World of Adventures. Then we've got a ride restrictions board from Apocalypse just there as well. Just above it, a sign from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, the ride. It used to be at Alton Towers. Please remain seated, keeping arms and legs inside the boat at all times. And remember, no splashing. And this is it. This is my big piece that I got last summer. Fantastic item. Like my first coaster train this was. And I've obviously got 2 now with the Ultimate at Lightwater Valley. And yeah, this is going to be beautiful when it's done. It's been fully sand down, stripped back. It was in a pretty poor shape. It's already looking a lot better now than it was before. I did have this outside under a little cover that I built for it. But over the past couple of months with all the rain that we've had, it was still getting a little bit wet. So I brought it inside to fully dry it out before the restoration carries on. Quite easy fix this. Just some fiberglass work needed on this over the top, and then we'll put some more filler on, really build it out again, make sure we get all the shapes and all the little details. Then we can undercoat, then we can go in with the full paint on that. So yeah, that's a project for this year which is going to be done. More storage, everything's been designed for storage. There are loads of theme park magazines and everything down there. And then, of course, these are from Jewel, now open as the Curse at Alton Manor, dark ride at Alton Towers. But back in the day, obviously, you had the guns on here. I say back in the day because it's the 4th year, isn't it now, of Alton Manor? Yeah, these were the guns on there. I've got quite a few of these, actually. Got about 4 or 5 of the old guns. And then these used to sit on the back of every ride vehicle, this bookshelf. They've actually got these. If you go in the shop for Alton Manor, Attic of Antiquities, if you look on the top of where they've got the merch, you'll see they've got some of these in there, which is cool. But yeah, I managed to get hold to one of these. It's got the bat on the side, really nicely detailed. That used to have basically a computer in there running all the gun system and all the technology. So that's a really nice piece. And I love that. And this used to light up. They used to have like a UV light in there so to light it all up on the back of all of the ride vehicles. Got the Bubble Man here, hey, from Chessington World of Adventures, Bubble Works. I can't believe it'd be 10 years since that closed. Like, time has gone by so fast, hasn't it? Well, yeah, that's from Bubble Works. And in terms of he's got his plunger. That's actually just down there at the moment. It's helping keep this all secure. It does stand up fine as it was, but yeah, I've just put it down there just to reinforce that because that's a really nice strong piece. So, and also it didn't have anywhere to go up here on this shelf because I'm limited for room. I have to think of everything, think out the box. Right, I've got my collection of coaster wheels over here, or at least some of them. I have got more in storage. I've got some over there as well. These are just some of my favourite ones that I've got. This is a huge one from the Ride to Happiness, a Mack Rides wheel. It's the biggest one that I've got. That's from Plops Landerpan in Belgium. That's a wheel from Vampire. This is from Speed at Oakwood there. That's a B&M wheel from the Swarm at Thorpe Park. Megaphobia wheel that's off to the side. That was from Drench down at Oakwood as well. And then we've got another big wheel down there at the bottom that I absolutely adore as well. So, you know, got all sorts of different ones, some smaller ones, some bigger ones. I love my coaster wheels. I want to redo this display at some point in the future, but I just haven't got the space at the moment, but we'll see what happens, won't we, in the long term. And there's a look at this duck from the Flume at Alton Towers. He used to sit on the signage for the Flume above the signs in the queue line. See, I've got him, and that is a really nice piece. But there we go. That's all for these 2 rooms for now. Like I said, I'm going to open up the boxes and get a few special bits out soon. But yeah, that's a look at everything over here. Shall we move here into the next section? Look at this, the Aqualand sign. This is the oldest piece in the collection. An old sign from Aqualand at Alton Towers. And yeah, that is a pretty special piece. So I've got that up there at the top. And this is, again, something that I'd never touch because, you know, it is quite damaged already. This is how the condition I found it was even worse. I had to just gently clean it off. And then I found all these paint marks. It was actually being used by someone to just rest paint on. And I was like, what are you doing? And managed to save it. This is when I was working there. Managed to save this and bring it back. But yeah, look at that. It is a special piece. Really is. I wish that Alton Towers cared a bit more for their own archives. I mean, when I used to work there, you know, we did used to sort out the archives on a regular basis. But I know since then it's kind of been neglected. Not much is really done. It was neglected for a number of years as well. And it's sad really, because their own archives could have been pretty spectacular. It could have been laid out like this, you know, and it should be on display for everybody, but just wasn't the case, you know, and it's really sad, to be honest, what happened with that. Now, the main item in here is, of course, the Alton Towers bookworm that used to be where CBeebies Land is now, in Storybook Land. This was an animatronic, and it was in a complete ruined state. It was actually going to be thrown away. It was going to be used for the Scary Tales Scare Zone, I was told later on. I found out after. So it was going to be used in a scare zone. They were going to cover it in like graffiti and everything, a piece of childhood history. I don't think we wanted to see it like that, because it was in a ruined state. And I managed to save this, donate some money to charity, Merlin's Magic Wands, and actually bring this back to life with my dad. It was an amazing project. And yeah, we did this 6 years ago now during the COVID lockdown at home when I was still living with my mum and dad. And we fully restored that. And it's beautiful. And it's at the stage now, 6 years on, where it's ready for a bit more restoration work. Need to redo some of this all here, because this is like, you know, it's a sponge on there. The rest of it's like fiberglass, all the body and everything, but yeah, this could do with redoing at some points. And also the magnifying glass unfortunately got damaged not too long ago when I was carrying something in, so yeah, it has come loose there. It's an easy fix. We can just fiberglass that back on. I mean, this was in a complete awful state. The whole thing was. I mean, there's a full series on the channel covering this, so that's definitely worth watching. It's still one of my favourite series we've ever done on the channel. Me and Dad did this as a COVID lockdown project, and it's so special to me. We actually had to dig down, so we dug down like about 2 foot there to fit this in, because it wouldn't fit. And obviously we still need room to lift the head off as well. So yeah, that was actually dug down in here. It's actually a lot taller than that, but because we've had to, you can kind of see down here at the side, we've dug it down into this little pit, so it will stand up in here. But yeah, an amazing piece. Absolutely love the Alton Towers bookworm. Now, just going back to Jewel at Alton Towers, or more in particular, the original haunted house that opened back in 1992, this was a piece that was in there. So it was originally installed in 92, stayed throughout Jewel, and then was taken out for Alton Manor. Used to have quite a few of these in here. Beautiful details. You got like the lion's head on there with the mane and everything. And then yeah, this is a stunning piece. I do really like this. Now obviously it was all wired up and everything when it was in the ride. And yeah, I thought, well, what can I do to kind of, you know, put a nice flickering effect in? So what I did, I went to my local garden centre, bought something similar to this, stripped it all back, and then just got the mechanism. And there we go. So that's what it looks like now. So yeah, I just got the light in there, and then I can just flip that on and off. At some point, I could wire it in again properly, put like a you know, to the mains and put a flickering bulb in. But for now, that certainly does the job. And I say for now because, you know, I have a lot of time doing other things and restoration work and filming the videos. Don't have loads and loads of time to dedicate to little things like that at the moment. But that does the job. It looks cool. And yeah, you can just lift it up and see that effect under there. But yeah, I do like that a lot. They've also got very similar ones in Vampire Station at Chessington. This is a massive knocker from Pirate Adventure at Drayton Manor. There you go. Choo, choo, choo. It's really light, actually. It's just fiberglass. Yeah, it's a great piece. I've got a couple of them, and that's now I've got quite a lot of stuff in storage as well. Let's move on to some of the signage in here then. We've got a Rita sign up there, an arcade sign from Splash Landings when they had the horrible branding at Thorpe Park there. Like, what was going on? That was a weird time. That's a sign from Nightmare that used to operate at Camelot. And then Pleasure Island in Cleethorpes that unfortunately closed down as well. That's from 10 years ago now. The Lost Kingdom preview day at Paultons Park. Hydro down there at Oakwood. Obviously its name got changed to Drenched. Then we've got these old monorail signs just here. Monorail queue time, 10 minutes from this point. 15 minutes from this point, all the iconic monorail branding from Alton Towers. All these signs, again, were just getting scrapped because they either weren't needed anymore or they were damaged. And yeah, they're all going away, probably to replace with something what's nowhere near as nice as this, because it's all like painted on, it's beautiful. Fast track sign, there you go, for the monorail. That was quite an interesting one. Guests with advance book tickets or season tickets used to get fast track onto the monorails. Yeah, that sign wasn't needed anymore. Can you imagine that now? It'd be chaos. Free car parking. I know they've just put the pricing up for parking, but some events it used to be free. So that's a sign that we used to have up there at when I worked at the park. Dark Forest and Milligan Apologies carrying out essential maintenance. That was from the old February half-term events when Dark Forest didn't used to open, but a lot of the rest of the park did. And who remembers early ride time? One of the signage just there, actually helped design that one when I was working there. So I thought, oh, I've got to have that for the collection. This is a big entrance sign. These used to be above the entrance turnstiles at Alton Towers. Like there was about 3 or 4 of these all the way across. When they made them changes, they no longer needed them. So yeah, I managed to get hold to one of those, hand painted. We've got this old graffiti sign from Drayton Manor with the haunting branding. Bobsleigh at Oakwood. So sad, isn't it, losing Oakwood? I can't believe it. Frog hopper sign from Alton Towers down there with the ride restrictions. And Apocalypse height guide sign just off to the side there as well. And just moving away from signage for a moment, we've got a couple of restraints here. So this on the right is a restraint from an Intamin coaster, Colossus at Thorpe Park. Intamin restraint that was no longer safe to use on the ride, so I managed to get hold to that. And this is an S&S restraint. It's built up from a couple of different bits. So the actual chassis itself is from Ice Blast, now known as Launchpad at Blackpool Pleasure Beach. But then I managed to get hold of these because I was looking for some. So a fan of the channel kindly donated these to me and I was able to build the whole thing up, which is great. An S&S restraint. Got more storage down there as well with more bits in. That's the thing, I'm always working out where I can get storage and put things together. And we've got this over here, the Alton Towers Challenge Prize, just from one of the games. This is a nice piece then, from Shockwave, the stand-up coaster. Who remembers putting your arm through these and, yeah, getting ready for your ride? Quite uncomfortable ride. But yeah, it was iconic, so I've got that off to the side. And 50 years of the park just down there as well, which is a nice little piece. And we've got this sign here, tours departing daily. A lot of people think this is from Bubbleworks at Chessington, but it's not. This was from Tommy Tinkerboo's Sweet Adventure, Pleasure Island, Cleethorpes. A friend of mine gave me this, and it's a really nice sign I've had for many, many years, and I do like that one a lot. Got the goat just here as well, nice goat. And yeah, this is from Pirate Adventure at Drayton Manor. And yeah, that's in position just here. He's just waiting for summer and he'll have a little stroll outside. An old Thorpe Park sign for non-smoking. That one's quite a cool one. There we go, whilst we build our exciting new ride. That was when they were building Wicker Man. Signage there from Camelot Theme Park. Buy now, collect later at Alton Towers. Then we've got the Frog Hopper signage here as well. Oh, the old Frog Hopper. It's still going strong now as Roger's bouncy bottom burp. For how long, I'm not too sure, but it is still going on. And yeah, this is like an old sign from there. This beauty used to hang on the entrance, you know, the main entrance of Alton Towers, the iconic middle tower. This used to hang on there. And when attractions were closed, they would put them in there. Not if it was temporary downtime. It was more if something was going to be shut for the full day. That's where they would go. That's all about ticket touts. Not really a thing anymore, is it? Ticket touts. And where the magic never ends. But yeah, they used to have people selling like cheaper tickets and stuff like that by the entrance. And this is quite an interesting sign, because you might think, oh, it's just the Smiler sign. Originally, it was going to open in March 2013, but it was delayed and didn't open until the end of May 2013. And if that delay didn't happen, there's a high possibility that me and Charlotte would never have met. So yeah, well, our story all goes back to that ride. But yeah, there you go. March 2013 was when it was originally going to open. And I'm glad it was delayed, as I would probably have never met Charlotte. And then yeah, we've got some more signage at the top. Speed camera ahead for speed. Oakwood, Ghoulish Games. Got this beautiful sign for the World of David Walliams. I do like that. Really nice signage for disabled and priority entrance. And yeah, this was barely up a few months and they changed it basically. So it was no longer a disabled entrance. So they couldn't use this sign anymore, even though it was beautifully made. So yeah, I managed to get hold to that. Then we've got this monorail sign that had just come to the end of its life there as well. This is a beauty. This used to hang in the original Nemesis shop in the 90s. An amazing piece that I managed to get hold of there. I love that. And just above it, a Nemesis sign that was around the ride for its 21st birthday. So that's another beautiful piece in the collection. Some more entrance signage up there as well from Alton Towers. The Twister down at Creeley. Old Town at Thorpe Park. Obviously that was when it was all starting to be closed off. And then you've also got an annual pass and pushchair sign from Alton Towers, along with a couple of smaller little ones there as well. But there you go, that is a full tour of the main part of the collection. I'm going to get out some little bits now and show you that. What's your favourite thing, by the way? I would love to know. Drop us a comment down below. Yeah, I'd love to know what is your favourite item that I've got, or favourite items in this collection. But yeah, it's that time of the year when I always have a bit of a sort out. So I'm going to get some bits out from under here and let's have a bit of a look at what we've got. Now, when I designed the world of theme parks 4 years ago, it really was about making sure that things were nicely displayed and looked after, but also having lots of storage space as well. Something that I never wanted to do with this was just fill each and every bit of wall space and ceiling and everything, and the floor, you know, all full of theme park memorabilia. I wanted it to be, you know, nicely displayed, and I think I did a good job with that, like all the walls and everything. Yeah, it just looks the part. It's like certain areas, like the ceiling in here, for example, I've got nothing on because I just want to focus to be on the main areas, but also that does also mean there's a lot of items in storage, and I've got out a few items. In fact, none of this is from the big storage area there. This is just from under the little one at the side, so let's take a look. And I've said it all along, and I'll keep saying it, the long-term dream is to have somewhere huge to display all this and have it somewhere that people can come and visit, you know, and see it all and really celebrate theme parks throughout the years. I've actually got over 25 of these massive containers just full of theme park maps and photos and other bits of signage and things as well. I got some amazing pieces, but yeah, I'm just going to pick out a few more bits here. Start off with these couple of awards here. We've won loads of awards over the years, and honestly, thank you so much for all of your continued support. But here's just a couple of them. A YouTuber of the Year there in 2022 with a gold winner. This one from last year, the 2025 winner in the UK Theme Park Awards as Best Established Content Creator. That was the gold award. And yeah, we've been lucky enough to win quite a lot of awards over the years. This is a really nice piece of fan-made Velocicoaster merch. And that's the thing, you can get some really nice stuff on Etsy and other places as well. I absolutely love that from Velocicoaster. It's a great piece. We get invited to a lot of media events and things, and it's always nice to keep the media passes. I've got loads of these from over the years, probably about 100 of these like different lanyards and media passes that are lovely to keep. And just like smaller bits as well, like annual passes and park tickets, hotel room keys, keep it all. Old CDs here, I miss the days of CDs I do. It's not the same now, I don't think, without CDs. But yeah, I do love it. Old DVDs, the magic is closer than you think. Got all sorts. Yeah, I used to collect a lot of theme park CDs, like all the I'm a Score music from Toverland there. This is a cool one. Sing along with the Magic Makers at the Alton Towers Hotel and Splash Landings. That was from the hotels many years ago. That's just full of bags, literally all old plastic bags from theme parks. Got like classics in there like Camelot and stuff as well, like things that you're just never going to be able to get anymore. Like there you go, old Camelot bags, and everything's just preserved the best it can be. It's like one day it'd be lovely to have like a big wall with just displaying theme park bags from over the years. I know it sounds a bit silly, but it's just preserving that history. All sorts of different things. When we went and stayed at the Toy Story Hotel in Japan, everything, like anything and everything. Like that's a bag that we got actually when we stayed in Japan, part of the Tokyo Disney vacation package. Theme park maps are plenty. Like I've just got so many, especially Alton Towers and Merlin maps, hotel brochures from theme parks, all sorts of different stuff. These are some more little signs that I've got here. They're not like proper, you know, like plastic signs, you know, but they're like on cardboard. Some of them that have been like laminated and stuff. All Day Dining terms and conditions. Who remembers that? You know, just all sorts of signage. Alton Towers policy on aggression. There you go. Look at that one. We have many school groups visiting today, and oh wow. Any theme park gamers out there may recognise these over here. There you go. Roller Coaster Tycoon, like my original one there. Look at it, all from Game, I think they were, weren't they? $9.99, the lowest price guarantee. Roller Coaster World, yeah, I never really got into that one. There we go, Time Twister expansion pack just there. Oh, wow. Memories. And then, of course, we had in my opinion, what was the disaster of Roller Coaster Tycoon 3. But yeah, I still got that there. All my classic kind of games, Wacky Worlds. Pin badges, got hundreds of pin badges and magnets. That's from Walk the Big One XL that we did at Pleasure Beach. You might be thinking, what are these down here? So at Alton Towers, when you walked in at Tower Street, you know the big like fences at the side? They used to hang banners on there. To be honest, I'm quite glad they don't do it now because it looks a lot tidier without it. But they used to have these big banners. These are about as long as the cabin here. Like they roll out from like one side to the other, like the massive. So if they had a big place to display it all, they could go up. One's for the Smiler when it was under construction. One's for the Merlin Pass. I've got a few other different ones of them as well. I've got a 50th castle there from Walt Disney World. posters, loads of big posters that I've got in storage. Sometimes parks will send us like media packs as well. So this is one from Gold Rush, Drayton Manor in 2024. I'm maximising the storage space in here, as you'll see. But you open it up and it still works. There you go. It's got a built-in screen for roller coaster day. Got the coaster on. Really cool piece. That's one of the best like PR packages we've ever been sent from a park. Oh, that's really good. Nemesis closing by order of the Phalanx, some old books, all sorts of stuff. Some Intamin merch in here as well. There we go. That's when we did the Intamin fan day for Mahuka. Just in there as well. Intamin bags. Let's get that closed up. There we go. You got to make sure it's fully closed, else it won't go off. There we go. That should do it now, I reckon. There we go. Boom. All sorts of different cups, Halloween Horror Nights, Drayton Manor ones, Pleasurewood Hills. We've got some Alton Towers baubles down there. More recent things from Kadia. Six Flags. These all lit up with the show, the opening day, which was amazing. I've got a lot of theme park clothing as well. Some of the times you'll see me wearing it, but also got a lot in storage, and a lot of that isn't in here. I keep that inside the house. Disney Skyliner and things, messages from parks and all sorts. Like, it's insane. The amount of stuff I've got, like, is just crazy. Like, it really, really is. And yeah, what a collection. What a collection, honestly. Sometimes I'll walk here into the world of theme parks and just look at something and it'll bring back so many memories. I'll think, oh, that's the day that new ride opened, or, oh, I bought that on the day that we got absolutely soaked. Just all their memories come flooding back. And that's the reason why I've just wanted to collect so much over the years. It's their memories that I've had from all these different attractions. And then come in here and just be surrounded by joy and happiness and see it all. And all the places that really mean so much to me and have really like made my life what it is, you know, going to all these parks and traveling and just doing everything that we do now. Like, it's just incredible. It really is. Like, and I'm so appreciative. I really am, from where the channel started 14 years ago all the way through to where I am now and where the channel is. And yeah, it's just amazing. It really is. And of course, none of that would have been possible without my wonderful wife, Charlotte, and each and every one of you watching our videos. So honestly, thank you so much for all of your support. We really do appreciate it. The long-term goal is still to find somewhere for all of this collection, because I'd love to share it. I really would. But it's just so tough finding places. We've come so close to finding somewhere where we could relocate it, have it all secure, and then open it up on private tours sometimes. But it's just, yeah, it's the finances with that. It's the security, it's the responsibility, it's the time. It all comes into it. But that is still a long-term goal. I hope one day that I can make that happen. But for now, it is still a private collection here in my back garden, in my cabin. But I'm sure that exciting things are going to happen at some point in the future. And I just wanted to kind of do an updated tour, document it all as it is in here. And yeah, just show it all in here today. Again, I've got more stuff all in storage there at the bottom. I've got more signage. I've got some more mugs actually that I couldn't fit up. Posters, all sorts of different stuff. Honestly, like, the collection is just keep getting bigger and is growing and growing. And in terms of more updates coming up this year, of course, we've got the steeplechase horse we're going to be finishing off, some other smaller restoration projects, and the main one will be that ultimate train. I can see it there under the top. I know how it's looking underneath and it's coming together well, and stay tuned for more updates on that as we get some nicer weather to carry on with that project. I do hope you've enjoyed watching this though. Thank you so much for all of your support. We really do appreciate it. Lots of exciting things happening, including the new Universal Park in the UK. We've just started our new construction series here on Theme Park Worldwide. That video was posted a couple of days ago, so make sure you check it out. It's the start of what's going to be a phenomenal series, and we're really looking forward to taking you along with that throughout the build of this brand new Universal Park in the UK. And that's the thing, all this history in here, you know, really being preserved for the future, because we've lost so many parks, and you know, I'm really hoping we don't lose any more. But unfortunately, you know, it's a sign of the times at the moment. You've got to get out there, support your parks, and especially like your family owned and local parks that really do need as much support as possible to survive. And I'll always think, you know, everything in here has just come from these different parks, and it's just that piece of history, isn't it, for UK theme parks. But thank you very much for joining me. If you have enjoyed the video, please give it a big thumbs up. It really does help up the channel. And of course, we'll see you all in the next video. That leaves me with one final thing to say. Get out there and keep on riding. Bye everyone.